Here we go. 5 for Friday. Let's see if we can make Millar pit in the first 6 minutes of the show. Start out, first of a 3-game set at Wrigley between the Brewers and the Cubs. It's a managerial debut of David Ross, who takes over for the departed Joe Maddon. He'll square off against Craig Counsell, who's now the longest tenured skipper in the National League. Woodruff and Hendricks in this one. First of 3 also at Busch Stadium between the Buccos and the Cardinals, as Derek Shelton will make his managerial debut on Friday. The always improving Joe Musgrove gets the ball for Pittsburgh against Jack Flaherty, who will be the youngest Cardinals opening day starter since Joe McGrain in '89. And finally, tonight it's our showcase game on MLB Network, a little after 6 o'clock Eastern between the Tigers and the Reds. Matthew Boyd gets his first opening day nod, taking on Sonny Gray, who gets his third opening day start. However, his first since 2015 when he was in Oakland A's. So, Kev, we know the NL Central is going to be nice and compacted. What is going to be the biggest headline heading into the last few days of the season, in your opinion?
The Big Red Machine is back. They added offense. They got Nick Castellanos. They got Moose. Joey Votto's going to hit more than 15 home runs this year. He might go off, and I mean go off, because Joey doesn't have to be the main guy. They are surrounded by some good starting pitching. I love their bullpen. Iglesias I've been a fan of since you put me on him. And I'm going to tell you right now, this team can hit, they can pitch. Can they catch and come together quick? Immediately. So there you have it.
It's a good choice. You know, a few weeks ago on this show, we went over the PECOTA standings, or the PECOTA predictions, if you will, and they're not always dead on, but I got a little excited when I saw this because they had the Reds winning the division, but they had the top 4 teams separated by only 3 games. So if it comes down to that, and with the expanded playoffs and teams playing for seeding, because I don't want to play the 1 seed that might end up being the Dodgers, all these teams could be tightly compacted heading into the final few days of the season. And so there's going to be a real tussle for that, because you could have 4 teams that might be playing for only 3 playoff spots. Could be kind of cool, right?
Yep. I like that.
Okay. Let's move from the NL Central to the American League Central. And the defending division champions, according to NTT Ballpark Cam, will be on the south side of Chicago. Jose Barrios taking on the All-Star and IT alum Lucas Giolito. First of a 3-game set. Twins are coming off their first American League Central crown since 2010. So, Ken, what's more likely to happen, that the Twins will snap their 16-game playoff losing streak, or the White Sox will end their playoff drought, which dates back to 2008?
Rocco Baldelli and these boys bashed the baseball. They hit 307 home runs last year. They added a couple veterans in Maeda and Rich Hill and the pitching staff. I'm not coming off these guys. The Yankees have dominated them. Out of the 16 losses, 13 of them have been against the Yanks in the postseason. But something's got to give. So I'm going to stay with these Minnesota Twins, St. Paul Saints. My bloodline's there, Chris. I'm all in on Rocco and this group. Let's go.
You know what? I know this is an either or, but I'm going to go both. Because I believe that the White Sox are a playoff team, and I think the Twins are actually going to advance in the playoff system. No, because I really think that both can happen. I mean, now that we've got, what do we have, like 24 teams making the playoffs this year? So I think the White Sox are going to be one of them.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Both
By the
is
way,
good. Then I guess you're right with the expanded playoff.
Hey, could you imagine losing 16 straight postseason games dating back to 2004? We're not talking about series. We're just talking about games. They haven't won a single playoff game.
Yeah, the Yankees have been rude. Let's be honest. They've been very rude to the Twins, and it might stop this year. Let's go.
All right, so let's go to the East Coast. It's the first game of the day. NTT Ballpark Cam taking us out to Citi Field. Is that your buddy, your golfing partner, Kev?
There he is. 4 right. 4 right.
Yoenis Cespedes hitting 5th and DHing for the New York Mets. It's DeGrom, who's going for his 3rd straight Cy Young Award against Mike Soroka, an all-star from a year ago, who will be the youngest opening day starter in the modern era for the Atlanta Braves. So the big question here, is there more pressure on the Mets to get to the playoffs or the Braves to finally advance?
You know what? The Braves, they're just a mainstay, and I guess, if they advance, they advance. I don't think there's a whole lot of pressure. They just do what they do. They're a professional club and do it. But it's the Mets getting to the postseason. This is New York. This is the Big Apple. I know they got a little cozy team down there that wears those pinstripes called the New York Yankees. But there's something about this club. DeGrom, the polar bear. Come on. These boys, they got a healthy. My golf partner's back. Bat speed's there, as you just saw. Mets need to get to the big dance. I like their starting pitching. I like their group. I like everything about them. They just need to be healthy and have that eye of the tiger and want to get to the postseason and want to win the World Series, not just talk about it.
Well, you know what? You talked about health, and they actually don't even have that right off the bat. Marcus Stroman is on the injured list. Robert Gazelman, who is going to play a critical role for them, he's on the injured list already. With all that being said, there is way more pressure on the New York Mets to get this done, especially based on the news of yesterday where we have the expanded playoffs. I mean, it's one thing if you don't make it when there's only 5 teams in your league that make the October dance. If more than half of the teams make it and you're not one of them, and you've got a lineup that can mash, and you've got the 2-time reigning Cy Young Award winner, and dude, let's go. Let's go get it this year.
Yeah.
METS, Mets. Yeah. Believe in you guys. Pick it up. Pick it up a little bit. Thank you. Let's head cross country for a little battle in the NL West at NTT Ballpark Cam, getting us out to Petco, where they're doing a little grooming. Hey, you can put that thing away. That is the prettiest ballpark we got going. I mean, it just kind of takes care of itself out there in San Diego. So today, real interesting between the Diamondbacks and the Padres. You got Madison Bumgarner making his Arizona debut after inking that $85 million deal in December. Let's remember he had the stare down with Cowboy Joe West. I believe it was at Petco Park several years ago. Well, today he's taking on another real Cowboy in Chris Paddock, who gets his first opening day nod. The Sheriff. Go get him. So who's going to have a better performance by a Cowboy starting pitcher tonight, fake Cowboy?
Wait, time out. Let me answer this question with my hat on. Chris Paddock, let's start there, okay? Don't sleep on the Stingray boots that you saw first as he's walking in the thing. So Chris Paddock right down the street here, from Monster, I think he's a couple miles down the road. I'm going to stay with him. Sometimes these young bloods, they get that extra adrenaline. Bumgarner, obviously, he's going to do what he does, but this is my man right here with this game. Mr. Paddock, welcome to the show again, and go Cowboy up, boy.
Yeah, a few things. First of all, I would never, ever question Madison Bumgarner because he and I are very, very close. He really likes me a lot. But he is coming off a season where he had a career-worst 3.90 ERA. He also gave up a career-worst 30 home runs. I know he's going to punch me in the face the next time I see him, if I ever get to see him again in person.